Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of factoring trinomials. This is standard A.10E in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 16 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we're looking for a function that is equivalent to, and we've got this trinomial here. Now, we've got options. If we want to, honestly, look, they give us all of these terms. We could just use the distributive property, right? We could use FOIL just to multiply them out and see which one gets us there, but that's not always going to be the case. So there's several methods that we could use to factor this trinomial. This is not the only method, but I like using this method because I know it always works. And so what we're looking for is we're looking for the a and the c and the b. Now we need to know what our standard form is. So our standard form of trinomial is ax squared plus bx plus c, because I need to get my coefficients out of this. So I'm going to just copy underneath here. What I know is that my a is 6, right? My b is negative 23, and then my c is 21. I'm going to need all of those. So in the top of this x here, we're going to write a times c. So that's going to end up being 6 times 21. That's 126. That's the number I need. B, you simply copy down, negative 23. In both of these, we're going to write ax over one of the factors, and then ax over the other factor. And so that's going to end up being 6x over we don't know, 6x over we don't know. So let's figure out how this works. I need two factors, a and c. I need those two, when I multiply them, equal my 126. That's what I have on the top of the x. And then when I add them, a plus c gets me to my b, negative 23. If I can find those two factors, then I'm on my way. So what two numbers can get me to 126, right? And I know that in order for this to be negative and this to be positive, if I'm adding them and they're negative, and if I'm multiplying them and they're positive, both my factors have to be negative, because negative plus a negative makes a negative, but negative times a negative makes a positive. So I don't know a lot of my 126s. So let's pull out our calculator here, and we're just going to divide, right? So I could do some of these mentally, 2 and 63, but I don't know all of them. Let's divide by 3. 3 and 42, if they're both negative, it's not going to get me negative 23. See, 126 divided by 4. No, it's not going to be 5, because it doesn't end with a 5 or a 0. 6 and 21, close. That gets me to negative 27. So I'm getting closer. Let's try 7. All right, 7 and 18 gets me to negative 25, getting closer. I don't know about 8. No. Let's try 126 divided by 9. Okay, 9 and 14. All right, that works. Look, if I multiply 9 and 14, that gets me to 126. So negative 9 times negative 14 gets me to positive 126. But negative 9 plus negative 14 gets me to negative 23. So these are my two factors. So what I do is I write those on the left and right of my x. I write negative 9, negative 14. So what I need to do is simplify. How do I simplify 6 and 9? Well, I can divide a 3 out of both. That's going to be 2x, and that's going to be negative 3. Over here, I can divide both by 2. That's going to be 2x. No, excuse me, that's going to be 3x and negative 7. Those are my two factors. 2x minus 3 times 3x minus 7. And if you want to FOIL those out, you can, right? You would get 6x squared minus 14x minus 9x plus 21, and that makes negative 23x, right where we started. So our answer here is A.